Dad was a businessman, and he had a friend that kept inviting him to a men's retreat, which he had no interest in going on the men's retreat, because why would he want to go to it was a Christian retreat? He wasn't as much interested in that. But went to the retreat and turned his life over to Christ, and then decided to become a minister. He went through serious health problems and then went on dialysis. And it was interesting because I remember being with Dad before he went to the hospital in that first phase of that, and him really being very worried and very concerned about what that going to mean to him. And what was amazing is that once Dad on dialysis, he made a ministry out of that. And a lot of people on dialysis sit there and get their treatment. Dad started a prayer ministry. And I still actually have that list to carry with me today, that where Dad prayed for people every day. And he had always had sort of parameters for which he would want to go off dialysis. And the time had come, and the doctors had said he probably would live about a month. And it would not have been a real fun month, and then maybe it was better for him to go to dialysis. So we prayed with the physician, my siblings and I and Mom, and then we met with Dad in his hospital room and let him know that the time had come. And you can imagine the emotion amount of that moment, and it was amazing how Dad handled that, which he was like, okay, and he's very much at peace. And so that really huge moment in our family was there at Florida Hospital. I had that moment there. And then the second thing was when our youngest daughter Ava had a health issue. We actually were at Winter Park Hospital, and she was transferred to Florida Hospital, and I rode in the back of an ambulance with my 2-week-old baby. If you can imagine handling over a 2-week-old baby to EMT and having that experience. And both those experiences were, I mean, huge fence post moments in my life. We feel very emotionally connected to our hospital for all that. But it's become bigger than that for me, because we're a small company, and we're trying to do the best we can to be encouragers and leaders in Central Florida. My brother started the business in 1990, and he started the Crossman company during a recession, during tough economic times. I graduated from college in 1993. I actually interned for Scott. I was his first employee in 1992. We handle predominantly shopping centers, and we do kind of in all areas of commercial real estate, but we're really known for shopping centers. We start with the values of Christianity. We talk about being servant leaders. I got the Creation Health book through Jody Berry. He'd given me a copy of it, and I read it, and I loved it. And so I was so touched by it, I asked for more copies of it, and we actually gave a copy to every one of our employees. Because we thought this was an encouraging thing with all of its values and things it taught. Well, I lead a Friday morning Bible study in my neighborhood, and I decided that last holiday season I would do that book, because I thought, what better time from Halloween through New Year's to talk about living healthy than through all that candy and stress. It went really well. So we're doing it again this fall. We're going to do that same thing, same Bible study. And so we've just been really intrigued by that book and how it's impacted our company and our world of influence. We're a small company, and we're trying to do the best we can to be encouragers and leaders in Central Florida. And here comes Florida Hospital, who's a big company, and they're doing big things. And so I describe it like we feel like we're the little brother, and Florida Hospital is the big brother that's out there doing big things. We're very passionate about what Florida Hospital is doing. We feel like that's where Christ calls us to be. We like to partner with people that are doing great work.